Hello, I'm BX and welcome back to the top 5 video. Today I'm going through the top 5 worst features in TU46. This is because I recently went through some of my favourite features from this update, and I figured just for those of you that don't really like the update so much, you might enjoy seeing some of the features that don't really make too much sense, or are just kind of weird, or just don't really work in their intended way, and I figured 5 such features is what I'm showing off in today's video, so hopefully you do and enjoy this. Like it if you do, because it helps out the channel, and lets know you do enjoy the top 5s, but with that said, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start with the 5th worst feature in TU46, which in my opinion is going to have to be the shulker. So the shulker is a brand new mob they had in this update, and although it's a really cool mob because, you know, you look at it and it's like, oh yeah, look, it's a block, but it's also a mob, isn't that crazy? And look, he fires these crazy things that make you levitate. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of cool about the shulker itself, but the way it's implemented is just a little bit weird to me. So let me explain what I mean by that, because basically, let's destroy these things. First of all, the implementation's a bit weird because there's no shields to block his attacks like there is on the PC, so that means that you have to destroy them all with your fist, which is a little bit weird and kind of annoying sometimes. But then if we talk about the actual, rarity of the mob itself, because you can only find them on the end islands, that means, and they only spawn naturally on those end islands, within cities, I should say, that means that the number of these you get per world is somewhere in the single digits, and that's that. Once they're gone, they're gone. And admittedly, what you can kind of do is you can, if you really wanted to, you could technically, reset your end over and over again to get more, but that means that you find like 5 of these total, and then you have to reset something to get more. It just means that they're a semi-pointless mob in the grand scheme of things, because how many times are you going to encounter them? And because they're not really that terrifying, and there's not really, they're not that tricky besides levitation, basically it just means that they're really a semi-pointless mob in this update, and I don't know what the solution to having more of these is. Maybe, make them spawn elsewhere once you've defeated the end islands. I don't know, maybe make them spawn naturally over and over again. I can't say for certain what I think the solution is, but I think they're just a little bit silly when it comes to survival Minecraft. So yeah, that is the shulkers, the 5th worst feature in T46 in my opinion, just because, again, with the limited size ends, they seem even more pointless than they are on the PC, where they're arguably kind of that anyway. So that's it, let's move on to the next feature, which the 4th worst feature in this update, shall we? Which, we get ahead again, aren't we? But yeah, let's move to the 4th most pointless feature, / the 4th worst in T46, because it's going to have to be the luck potions, because luck potions are in this update. They're admittedly creative only, so you can only really get them from creative, but I'm here in survival anyway, because basically they have zero purpose. I mean, don't get I don't mean like, oh yeah, they have very little purpose. No, they have zero purpose in this update. A luck potion gives you the luck effect. So let me show you what that is. As you can see, when applied, it gives you +1 luck, which looks like this. It's a really cool effect. It has its own little icon, has its own little color, the dark green kind of sparkles, and that sounds like it's going to be really great, but because it was designed for Mac modders on the PC, there's literally no way to use it on the console, and I wish they'd have just given it some token effect, because we do now know it's going to be removed from, at least it's removed on the PC, so it's probably going to be removed from console with the next major update. So they've added something in here that presumably is going to be removed, and it doesn't have any use until it is, which just makes me question, like, why? I wish they just made it like, oh yeah, luck means you have more mob spawn, or luck means that, guess what, sometimes you don't take damage, or just something. I wish luck had some use so that map makers could use it, but right now, without modding the game files, and even then, I don't believe the console is moddable enough to even get it to work in any form for anyone ever, which I just wish there were, it's just wasted potential, and that's why these, the luck potion, whether it's in regular or lingering or splash form, just like this, I think it just isn't really too useful, because, throwing someone, splash potions of luck at someone, like, does this really have a use? The answer is no, of course, and I just don't really entirely get it, unless, the closest thing I can say it has to a use is like, oh yeah, you can give someone the splash luck effect, just as like, some pointless sparkles to make them more visible without giving them an effect, but that just seems, a little bit out there to be really useful. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, someone might be like, no, I love luck because I love the 4-leaf clover. It's something Irish. I don't know. Maybe you have your own opinion, but I'm sure 99% of you are like, yeah, that is a little bit pointless. So, yeah, that said, let's move on to the 3rd, worst feature in T46, which is going to have to be the chorus fruit. So, the chorus fruit is found from chorus plants. Again, another End-City feature, and it's a pretty cool thing in theory because it allows you to teleport just by eating. However, there's a couple of flaws with this. First of all, we already had a teleportation item, and it works a lot better because you throw it to make it work. But, at first I wanted to be like, oh, well, eating the chorus fruit has a few advantages. However, the advantages I thought it had are mostly kind of overstated. So, Let's quickly go through them right now, because basically being able to teleport like this is kind of good if you know someone's coming after you. You need to eat because, for some reason you're low on health, you need to eat, you need to get away from them at the same time. Well, this is a good food because you eat it and then be away from their attack, you're going to be somewhere else. However, even then, as you're going to see, most of the time you do it, you only get like 3 or 4 blocks away, which isn't enough to really even be outside their combat range. So, okay, well, you might argue that, okay, it's not a great food, it teleports you only a tiny bit, but it can be used for a couple of weird uses. The first one is being able to like move on top of or or behind or around structures, like you saw me do with this thing right here. The second one is to get down from something really easily, but the annoying thing about the cross fruit, so I can get down from this thing up here. So let me show you right now. I'm going to teleport, down into the middle of it somehow. But yeah, as you can see, you can actually teleport, like, through walls, you can teleport, like, over stuff. You do lots of weird stuff with cross plants, but I think I might actually be trapped down here now, so let's break this get out. But the cool thing about the cross plants that I figured would be really great is that they can save you from death without having to use a skill shot from an ender pearl. So let's say, you're falling, let's say from 200 blocks, somewhere where you're going to fall, and you eat one of these on the way down. Well, if you eat it on the way down, actually, let me just show you. So you're eating it on the way down, right? Okay, wait, let's try this right now. I'm eating on the way down. You might figure your life is saved, but as soon as you hit the ground, you'll fall and die anyway. So yeah, maybe that's a glitch, maybe it's intended, but it just seems a bit weird that the only way to use these to save your life is if you happen to be at the edge anyway, and it's not really saving your life at that point. Basically, these are just worse ender pearls with no directionality, but you get them for free in the end cities, so I guess there's that at least. And I think they really are just designed to be like a weird food to keep you going if you're there without any food yourself. So yeah, chorus plants, not really so great, but maybe they're not meant to be. So let's move on to the second worst feature in this update, which has to be the splash water bottle and the lingering water bottle. So yeah, these are both brand new, I guess you call them potions. They're in the brewing tab, but they don't really, you're never going to make them in survival, and they don't really do anything even in creative, because when you throw these, it doesn't even have the lingering effect, because water obviously has no potion effect. So when you throw these at the ground, they don't even linger on you, and even after that, they don't actually save you from fire, which I figured would be the grand purpose of these. So you're on fire, you throw one at your head, and it saves you, right? Well, that's not how these work at all, because the water won't put you out from fire, which is I don't know, it seems like counterintuitive, a bit annoying to me. That's not how they work at all. The only thing these bottles can do, besides just be thrown and look kind of weird, is you can throw them at a fire. So let's say we got 4 blocks of fire right here. You can throw them into the middle of the fire, and you can put it all out. So if you need to put out a fire, that's great. Okay, we only put out some of it there. That's great. But besides that, lingering water bottles are just a item which take a lot of effort to get. You need to take a water bottle, which isn't too hard to get. So, you fill one of these up. Then you need to go to a brewing stand with a gunpowder. Then you need to take that gunpowdered one and turn it into a thing using dragon breath. So you have to use dragon breath on the more valuable resources, plus a blaze powder, etc. All just in the name of getting yourself a lingering water bottle, which only allows you to put out fires, and not even on yourself. I wish they could do something cool like put yourself out. I wish there was something like that, but it's just a useless item in this update that makes you go, well, it's nice that they're filling up the creative menu with new items. At least that's how I see it anyway. So that said, let's move on to the next worst feature in this update, which is the very worst feature in my opinion, because it's one that, like some of these features where it's just like, this is wasted potential, or this is just like kind of silly because it could have been great. But this one is just something where the game was downgraded if you're an Xbox One/PS4 user, because basically they downsized the end. So let me show you what the old end looked like. So this is on my old world. I haven't reset the end right now. So on a new end, if you go to the edge, it's 95 blocks by 95. Oh, sorry. It's 95 blocks in any direction, so it's 190 by 190 blocks. However, this is my old end going out to 143, which itself was already downsized, from 512 by 432 by 4032. So as you can see right here, I could go all the way out to here in my end, and I could build something over here. Or I could go all the way out to here, and I could, place something there, or build a house. I've even shown off videos on the cool things you can do with the edges of your end, because it is fun to have a little bit of space here, but for some reason in this update, they cut down the end size. They cut it down so you can only go out to, okay, wait, we'd be already at the edge. We can go out to, I think it's like here. Yeah, this would be the very edge of the end. This wouldn't even exist. That would be like, cut off by the edge. And it's like they cut off their own end generation, which is weird enough by itself, and they just limited what you can do for no particularly good reason. Like, maybe I can understand on the 360 and PS3, like, oh yeah, well, there's limitations, we've got to be dealing with that. But on the Xbox One and PS4, it's just like, yeah, that end you had before, guess what, you have less of it now. Except, it's not forced on you, it's just, oh, yeah, I can either have that. Also, I have 2 end platforms. I wonder how that happened. But yeah, sorry, totally different out of the point. But yeah, for some reason, they decided to cut down the end. They just cut down the possibilities, and for no discernible benefit. Like, I just don't get a... Why? How did this get here? Well, there's so many questions in this I have to ask about this. But yeah, anyway, with that said, the cool thing about this update, though, which is a counterpoint to that, is they did allow me to reset my end. So 1, this end works, and 2, the other end on my 100 End Dragon world also actually works again now. So I can go into that world again, and I've got this great video planned on all the stuff I built in there, ready for a video that I can't. So you know, there's some good with the bad. It's just there's also some bad with the bad. And here are 5 of those things. So I hope you did all enjoy today's video. Like it if you did like it, because it helps out the channel a lot. And let us know you do like this sort of video. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel. And if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. This is how you get Dragon's Breath. You go up to okay, well, it's too late on that, but just in case you are curious, because I've seen a couple of people ask, like, how do you get this crazy dragon breath? You get the dragon to fire at you, and then you scoop up its breath. And let me just show you, in case you've been like, well, I kind of get it, but not really enough. There we go. Okay, so you see that? It's going to make a big bubble. We scoop it up. There is our dragon's breath. So, there you go. Anyway, just a tiny little bit of tutorial with, you know, all this sort of stuff. Hope you did enjoy the video. Like if you liked it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do like it. Share if you really liked it. And subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel. And if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching. Happy 2017. Can we still say that? And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.